this man was at a safe house. His entire movement to Tehran was an absolute state secret. Nobody knew he would come. That was Good Night, Ismail Haniyeh. Muslims around the world in many countries feel that Iran is the only country that is fighting back. They look at the Arabs as a sellout. In this case, for Iran, it was a massive loss of face. It still is. And the only way Iran can mollify the rest of the Muslim street. Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, don't forget to press the bell icon. You're aware that Ismail Haniyeh has been killed in Tehran. He was like a state guest there. Ismail Haniyeh lives in Doha, in Qatar, and he is a man who's on the hit list of Israel's Mossad. Kidon is probably after him. You know, Kidon is the assassination squad of the Mossad. They're probably after this guy and they want to get this man. Now, here is a problem. He was invited by the president of Iran to come and attend his swearing-in ceremony. Do you know how big that is, ladies and gentlemen? You know, the head of a country, head of a state, invites as a personal guest Hamas political chief Ismail Haniyeh to come. Now, this man is a state guest, so he flies in an aircraft from Doha to Tehran. He lands in Tehran and he's whizzed away by the Islamic Republican Guard. Now, what is the Islamic Republican Guard? It is an elite unit of the Iranian military. You remember General Qasem Soleimani, the famous General Qasem Soleimani, who was killed by the Americans in a drone strike? Yes, he was the chief of the Islamic Republican Guard. Now, the Islamic Republican Guard report to Khomeini, the religious head of Iran. So they report to the boss of the bosses, right? And this man was at a safe house of the Islamic Republican Guard. Now, what is a safe house? A safe house is a house, like its name suggests, it's a safe house, it's incognito. Nobody knows where it is. Nobody can recognize that this house is actually, leased or purchased by the Islamic Republican Guard. It looks like an everyday house. There are women and children going in and out, and it looks like an everyday house, except that it is not. It looks very innocent on the outside, but inside it's a safe house where the guest can feel absolutely safe. A lot of safe houses have a lot of stuff. They have basic infrastructure, but they have protection, they have weapons inside, they have communication equipment inside, they have everything that if they are logged in, they can survive for 15, 20 days a month, everything like that. So he was given top security. His entire movement to Tehran was an absolute state secret. Nobody knew he would come, but he did. And after he attended everything and after he came back, he was sleeping and a missile entered his bedroom, and that was Good Night, Ismail Haniyeh. We have covered that yesterday, but here I am going to tell you a couple of more things. You know, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has ordered retaliation. And why has he ordered retaliation? Now, there are two things here, ladies and gentlemen. Number one is, in the Islamic world generally, the Muslim street, so to say, I'm not talking about the heads of state, I'm not talking about the shahs, the emirs, the sultans and the badshahs, no. I'm particularly talking about the Muslim street. Iran is seen like a bulwark against Western attacks, against the Jews, against the state of Israel. A lot of Muslims around the world in many countries feel that Iran is the only country that is fighting back. They look at the Arabs as a sellout. That is generally the mindset. I'm not generalizing this, but generally, in the sense of people thinking along a common thread. This is what it is. For Iran's security to be breached, it's a big deal across the Muslim world. How could this have happened? After all, Iran is the place where Hamas is safe. Iran is the place where Hezbollah is safe. Iran is the place where everybody is safe. How could this happen inside Iran? That is one. Number two, in this part of the world, whether it's Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Iran, I don't know about Turkey, but generally this part of the world, the East, a guest is given a lot of respect. And if any country, or even a family for that matter, or a person is seen as not being able to take care of a guest, not being able to provide security to a guest, not keeping the guest absolutely comfortable and safe. If you fail there, it's a loss of face. In this case, for Iran, it was a massive loss of face. It still is. And the only way Iran can mollify the rest of the Muslim street is by saying that they are going to go to war against Israel. And that is exactly what Khamenei has said. He has ordered massive retaliation. Now, how is this retaliation going to take place? Now, let's see. Let's see the possibilities. What could Israel do? What could possibly be done? So, one, ballistic missile attacks. They have both solid-fueled and liquid-fueled variants, and Iran has missiles that could reach Israel. They have some missiles that cannot be reached, but then they can put them closer. They can put those. There are areas of Iraq that they control through the militias, and they can position them inside Iraq. They can position them near Lebanon. They can position them in so many places, right? They could attack with drones. They could attack, the proximity of Anbar province, close to Israel, makes it a strategic location, and so many other things, Now, they have a missile called the Khaybar Shekan. This ballistic missile has a range of 2,000 kilometers and has high-speed precision strike capabilities. They have drone and cruise missile attacks. In September 2019, Iran launched a combined drone and cruise missile attack on the world's biggest oil processing facility in Saudi Arabia. And this is called the Abqaiq oil facility. The attack bypassed Saudi air defenses, causing damage but no casualties, and highlighted Iran's military capabilities. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the multi-front attack. Multi-front attack potential is always there, including various Iranian proxies, including the Houthis in Yemen, the Hezbollah, of course, in Lebanon, that is highlighted. There is also Hamas in Palestine. And this strategy aims to ring Israel with threats from multiple directions, complicating its defensive responses. Now, Iranian missile capabilities, number one. Let's go back to the missiles. Iran has developed a diverse range of missile systems that enhances strategic deterrence against perceived threats from Israel and the US forces in the region. Talking about Iranian missile capabilities, now Iran has Shabab-3, it has Sejil, it has Zulfaghar, it has Khorramshahr, and the range of Zulfaghar missiles. Iran's Air Force capabilities. The Iranian Air Force operates a limited number of strike aircraft, unfortunately because of the various sanctions which have been going on since 1979. Spare parts are very difficult to come by, but it does manage from here and there to buy some aircraft. And they include, old-time F-4 Phantoms and F-5 Tiger jets, Sukhoi 24, MiG-29. MiG-29 is still very current, F-7 and F-14 aircraft. If Iran attacks Israel, first of all, Israel has various ways by which it can stop drone attacks and missile attacks. So before I go there, I want to tell you that a land attack by Iran is almost next to impossible. They'll have to cross 2-3 countries to get to Israel. 2-3 countries. And even an airstrike, even a drone strike, even a missile strike against Israel is very difficult. Last time it was Saudi Arabia and Jordan that shot down half the missiles that these guys had fired towards Israel. So there are Muslim countries in between who do not like Iran very much. And why don't they like it? People would imagine that, hey, all of them are Muslims and I'm sure they love each other and they care for each other, except that they don't. Because Iran has this problem of using proxies everywhere. It's not just against Israel. It's also against so many countries in the Middle East. They have proxies in Iraq, they have proxies in Saudi Arabia, they have proxies in the UAE, they have proxies everywhere, and this is how Iran conducts diplomacy, which is something that people don't like. And also, if Iran fires missiles and drones, there is Jordan, there is Saudi Arabia. Like I said, last time they shot down half, this time too they will shoot down half. If push comes to shove. Now, missile defense systems that Israel has, whatever missiles or drones do reach, they have the famous Arrow 3 missile systems. Excellent. Then they have, in the second tier, they have David Sling, which is effective, and immediately nearby they have something called the Iron Dome, which is very famous because people have seen the Iron Dome. But if you see David Sling and Arrow 3, these are more advanced than the Iron Dome. But Iron Dome has become very famous and very popular across the world. Now, cyber warfare, Israel has a very highly developed cyber warfare capability that could be used to disrupt Iranian military communications, command and control systems, and critical infrastructure. As far as covert operations are concerned, the IDF have a history of conducting such operations, which would include targeted assassinations or sabotage of military facilities. I would like to point out their special unit called the Sariyat Matkal, which has produced several prime ministers, by the way. And the current prime minister is also from Sariyat Matkal. Benjamin Netanyahu is a special forces operator. In naval operations in response to Iranian threats, Israel could enhance his naval presence in the Mediterranean and the Red Sea to intercept Iranian shipments of weapons and supplies to his proxies, thereby cutting off resources that could be used against Israel. Now, terror outfits based in the Middle East that can be a threat to Israel are Hezbollah. You know very well Hezbollah. Hezbollah is based out of Lebanon, and this is Iran's most powerful proxy. It has fought against Israel and has a large arsenal of missiles that can strike deep into Israel. There is Hamas. It's Sunni Islamic, Palestinian, fundamentalist terrorist organization that receives support from Iran and opposes even the existence of Israel. There is Ansar al-Islam, AAI, formerly active in Iraq, now mostly in Syria. AAI has targeted Iraqi security forces, US troops, and Shia militias. Now, you'll be surprised. Why is it targeting Shia militias? Why should it target Shias? Because Iran is Shia. When any Shia militia, see, all of the Shia militias are not controlled by Iran. And if somebody does not fall in line, or if the Shia militias don't fall in line and follow Iran, they send the Sunni militias to get rid of the Shia militias. Iran does all of this. Now, you have the Houthi rebels. They are slightly down south. No direct intervention, but yes, they have attacked Saudi Arabia in the past, and they can do so much more damage, especially in and around the sea, the Suez Canal, etc. There is the Badr organization. This is a Shia militia group based out of Iraq that has infiltrated the Iraqi Ministry of Interior and Ministry of Defense with support from Iran. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is all that there is that I have for you today. But understand, a very big factor is that Iran has lost face. It's not about the killing of a Hamas leader. That is one part of it. It's important, but that's not the be-all and end-all. You see, the thing here is this. Iran has lost face. A guest died at their home. And this is how the Muslim street is going to judge Iran. You could not protect a guest. And this is something that is going to hurt Iran. And the only way to make it all right is to attack. I have a question from Dr. Harshal Mehta. And he says, will the world witness disturbances in the escalating conflict situation in the Middle East with Israel? Of course. Of course, Dr. Harshal Mehta, the world will no doubt witness disturbances because it's going to happen. Supply chains are going to be devastated. Hopefully not, but that is the first casualty of war nowadays. It impacts supply chains. And the second question is, what impact will it make on us being one of the largest export-import trade partners with the Middle East countries? I hope nothing happens and I hope it does not impact India, but I think that is wishing too much. It will impact India. It will impact this part of the world at least. We have good relations with Israel. We have good relations with Iran. We have excellent relations with the Middle East. In fact, we have great relations with everybody except for Pakistan. And it's going to hurt us. This is certainly going to hurt us. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I come to the end of my video. If you like the video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.